Well, hello everybody, welcome to UrsinusAthletics.com as we approach the 2014 Centennial Conference Swimming Championships. So as we do every year, we take a look at the upcoming three-day event with head coach Mark Feinberg. And Coach, talk a little bit about what you guys done. You've had your last meet a couple weeks ago. Your men have been done for a while. How's practice has been going up to this championship meet?
Great. I'd say we're focused just like we have been all year. They're working really hard. They have very aggressive goals, and they're very motivated.
Talk about your women. Of course, they came real close to the championship last year, was in first place for most of the time, came down to a couple of the relay at the end. What should we look out for your women for this three-day event?
Well, we have three girls seeded very well. Our senior, Milena Ferrari, who's been seeded very well all 4 years, is seeded well again and should do well. Corinne Capodano, a sophomore this year who had a terrific meet last year at this meet, and Katie Pielmeyer, a freshman, has done outstanding work and is also seeded very well. We're going to give real good contributions. Chelsea Kozier looks to watch out for her. I think she's going to have a really big meet. Bryn O'Neill, senior, is going to have an enormous meet, and Michaela Lyons really burst onto the scene. We didn't know how she was going to do last year, and really had a big part of our success last year. You know, she's going to be big. And watch out for Kimmy Bullock. She's a senior who hasn't scored a lot of points for us in the past, but she's really broken out this year and could really end up being a big deal for us. The bottom line is we need contributions from all 18, because without it, the depth is necessary in a meet like this.
Let's talk about the men. Of course, the men is always, it's with Gettysburg and F&M, it's always a tough field. What can we expect out of your men this year?
I think the men can swim with anybody in the conference. You know, our strong events are typically 200 free, 500 free, and mile, and that's no exception this year. We're very hard workers, and don't shy away from the harder events. Marcus Wagner, a freshman, is really leading the charge with that group, and Joe Gershon has been an outstanding leader and is right with Marcus, and those two are just killing it in practice. Alex Pandelides, like he has been for the last 3 years, he's a senior and our captain now, will be big as well. And then our butterfly group is led by Chris Hoops, a sophomore, who's really put in a great year, and our breaststroke group is led by Charlie Mesa, who's again put in a great year. Charlie's a senior who's been kind of under the radar because we've had some real strong breaststroker upperclassmen, but he really burst on the scene when we needed him most this year. And then we have some freshman backstrokers that are very competitive in the conference, and Jake Robinson always has a big meet, so it should be a very balanced team going forward this year.
You've been a part of the Centennial now for a while, and obviously you went to Westchester and Shippensburg, and you've seen the PSAC meet. What makes the Centennial meet? You know, what are your impressions of seeing this? Like, the Centennial meet's always a very competitive meet. What makes it different than any championship meet that you've seen?
It's a much smaller conference than the PSAC, which allows us some options, which I really think are kind of cool. We have the relays, A and B relays get to score, which adds a whole other element in the strategy. We don't have to swim relay preliminaries, which allows our kids a little bit more fresh swims at night, and it's a level playing field. You know, we're all small liberal arts colleges with the same academic mission, and there's most of the kids on our teams looked at the other schools in the conference, so they know each other. They're very familiar with the other teams, and it's close. And unlike the PSAC, where there always seems to be one dominant team or two dominant teams, and the competition is for second or third, it's wide open every year. I mean, it's fun.
Well, let's go back to your women's team. Obviously, the women finished undefeated in dual meet season, and how far the men have come, and what you've done for the program. You know, coming in here, the program barely scoring at the championship meet, to the women coming very close to winning the championship last year. The men finished with their high point totals. What does it mean to you, looking back of everything that you've done? How does it what does it feel like to get to have the program at this point as you come into the championship?
I feel like it's part of the process. It's not something that we dwell on. I think the change in culture that this senior class has led really forces you to appreciate that stuff after the season. Going undefeated was never really one of our goals.
Mm-hmm.
We see every meet as a dress rehearsal, a way to prepare ourselves for the championship meet at the end. And the dress rehearsals were great this year because we had to come from behind.
Okay.
We had to swim under pressure. We had to swim against teams that were rested for us.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, it was a terrific challenge. And the undefeated was great, but all along the women were focused on, and the men, were focused on one thing, and that's this meet coming up.
Well, Coach, wish you the best of luck as always.
Thank you very much.
As always, there'll be results. The meet is at F&M. They'll provide live video and results. And also, you can follow Coach Feinberg on Twitter. He does a great job of recapping all the records after the morning session, as there are 2 sessions per day, the morning and the evening session. So follow him on Twitter. He's swimming. So well, good luck to Coach Feinberg. As always, you can find all the information for the meet on our website at ursinusathletics.com. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.